This is Jackie Brawls, and you're listening to Spectrum with William S. Tribell on 91.3 The Gap, whatever that is.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spectrum. This is our inaugural episode, and I'm your host, William S. Tribell. I will be chatting with different guests each week here at 91.3 The Gap, WLMU, a broadcast and community service at Lincoln Memorial University, Harrogate, Tennessee. You can also find us on the web at 913thegap.com, and Spectrum has a Facebook page, facebook.com/spectrum.wstribell. Our guests will range from artists, musicians, actors, scientists, and all other genres and walks of life here on Spectrum every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. This evening's guest is Travis Harmon of Red State Update fame and the Travis of Travis and Jonathan. Hello, Travis. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Hello. How are you? And how's the weather in Los Angeles today?
It's a little chilly here today, but I like it. It reminds me of home.
Right. Well, it's very chilly here today.
Well, I don't want it to be that chilly, but just enough to remind me of home. That works for me.
And you are from Nashville, or are you really from Murfreesboro, Tennessee?
I am an actual descendant. I born and raised Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Awesome. I've always wondered if that was just part of Jackie Brawls' character or if it was true to life.
Well, it's a little bit of both. So I think they existed in Murfreesboro that doesn't really. If I were from Murfreesboro, I might be slightly offended occasionally when they discuss their Murfreesboro because it kind of exists just for them.
Right, and I've been through Murfreesboro a few times. It's a small town. It's very close to Nashville.
I spent a lot of my early adult life in Nashville. I was living there by that time.
I see.
But I was born and raised in Murfreesboro. And you, where are you from, sir?
Well, I'm from Kentucky originally. I was born around Harrodsburg, a little small town.
This is your first show, so we should let people get to know you as well.
Thank you, sir. Yes. I come from Kentucky. I've lived here and there. I've spent a little time in Tennessee, and now I live in the Cumberland Gap.
Very nice.
It is. It's a very nice place to be.
I have not been to that area. I don't believe. I may have traveled through, but did not spend enough time to really take it in.
I understand. Yeah, and it is quite small. It's off the beaten path, as it were.
Well, I'll have to take your word for it.
Well, aren't you? If I'm not mistaken, aren't you going to be down this way soon?
Am I going to be?
Or Tennessee? No.
Oh, Tennessee. Yes, I will. Going to try to visit some family and friends there. Yeah, in January.
Awesome.
I don't want to give out my address.
Yeah, right.
Radio, but yeah, I am. We always look forward to coming home. I love Tennessee. Still do. Los Angeles is home. I've been here for over 10 years now, but Tennessee is home too. So yeah, looking forward to seeing some family and friends.
Sure.
Always be
Absolutely.
Tennessee in this country boy here. Always.
Well, now for those listening, let's maybe do a little history. Red State Update is you're part of with it's Travis and Jonathan.
Yes, Jonathan Chocolate. Yes.
Yes, sir. And you guys. I think everybody should know Red State Update. I would assume, but maybe some don't. And I discovered you guys around the 2008 elections.
Yeah, that's when we started. I think we started doing this in 2007, right before the election kicked in. It was kicking in 2007, but yeah. Or was it 2006? I think it was 2006 when we started doing this. And, yeah, it just kind of snowballed from there. People started paying attention. We actually did it for ourselves. It wasn't like, oh, let's do this. This is going to be great.
Right.
It was kind of after Bush's re-election, it just seemed the climate was right for this sort of thing. So I think that's kind of what inspired us to start developing this and getting it up online. And then we were fortunate enough when the election, the insane election started kicking into gear, people started paying attention. So we were very fortunate.
Yeah, I found it hilarious that so many people thought it was for real for a long time.
You know what? You are not the only one, because I thought we were doing these big, broad, almost cartoony characters, and we were both. I think really what sold it was not our acting skills, but the quality of the YouTube videos we were putting up, because that was literally how talented we were. I mean, we had no idea really what we were doing. And now, of course, everybody knows what YouTube is, but at that time, it was new as well. So I think that had something to do with people kind of paying attention to us there for a while, because it was kind of figuring out what it was when we were doing that, and we were lucky enough to just get a hold of that at the right time.
Right on, right. That leads me to a very important question for all the fans out there. Why no more videos?
Oh, well, we did it, and we did it for a long time, and it wasn't, we were fortunate to get a little success from it, and but it wasn't by any means something that we did for a living. It was a very fun hobby, I guess is a nice way to put it. But it just kind of got to the point where we had done it for so long, it was time to kind of take a break and do something again. We may find a new way to do it. It's not like we're never going to do it again. But with the podcast, we kind of found a way that made it something new and challenging for us to do. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like we had just how many years did we do that? We were still doing it in 2012, I guess.
I think so, yeah. And it makes sense. The podcasts are wonderful, and of course they're longer.
Well, thank you.
I like them.
Yeah, they are longer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what makes it wonderful, but well,
it's a different dynamic.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Than the show.
It was new. Yeah, it was new for us. It was something different to do. So I think that's kind of and we've done that for a year now. So we'll probably quit that too.
I see. And how about a movie, maybe?
Well, if somebody wants to give us some money to make a movie, I don't know if we would turn that down.
Right. Cool. Yeah. And I noticed recently you're taking up puppetry.
No. I haven't really taken up puppetry. My fiance is a puppeteer, and I'm around it a lot. But no, I am not. Not a puppeteer. I admire it and love it, and I'm very fortunate to live with a very talented puppeteer that I learn a lot from. But no, I am not a puppeteer.
Well, I thought you were getting lessons from Adrian in the arts of puppetry. Excuse me.
Puppetry. I could do some in poetry too. I could do both. You could teach me with that, I think.
Well, I think I told you earlier. Of course, you did record some of my work, and I do have a piece queued for later to play. I think it's wonderful.
Absolutely. I wanted to tell you, when I was recording that, Adrian's my fiance's name, and she came by and she says, "That was wonderful. I didn't know you had that in you," thinking I had written that, which of course.
Well, it was brilliant, and it's one of the best recordings. I've worked with a lot of different people doing that, trying to get poetry heard in this modern way, and it's one of my favorites, absolutely.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I enjoyed doing it. I like, people are kind enough to request me to do some stuff every now and then. I don't have time to do all of it, unfortunately, but I remember enjoying your writing and was happy to do it.
Thank you very much.
Glad it came out with your approval, sir.
Oh, yeah, like I said, one of my favorites. And I think I saw you not long ago, and I was trying to find it on the YouTube, and I couldn't. But didn't you do a small film about a lakeside killer or something?
Yes, I acted in that. I did not write or direct or produce or any of that, but that was a nice thing I got to do. Some people were kind enough to ask me to. What is that? It's Mad Adams, I believe, is the name of that YouTube channel.
Yeah, I saw it seemed to be a running series too, but then
yes,
I haven't seen it lately.
That was through it's just a production company, Mad Adams, and they did it was a nice little series. It was a lot of fun to do. I got to play. It was a little out of my range, but I got to play an old country guy in overalls. So it was a challenge. So I jumped on that opportunity. But it was a lot of fun. I thought it came out good.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was very interesting.
The Sad Slasher is the name of that series as well.
Right. The Sad
So if you want to
Slasher.
get on YouTube, type in the Sad Slasher. It will probably come up.
Well, I saw a couple of them, and the ones I saw, I did feel a little sorry for him. I really did.
I wish I could remember that actor's name. He was wonderful, and look, the guy playing, and he's that big. He's huge, and of course you're acting across him, and he's got this scarier than Jason mask on and a huge hatchet.
Right.
And it was kind of a fast shoot, so you didn't have time to visit or get to. So it was a little intimidating acting across from him for the day, and then later come out, and of course I got to actually see the piece and got to meet him, and a really funny, talented guy whose name I do not know.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you knew what I was talking about. I swear I was trying to find it and ready myself for this interview, and I couldn't locate it.
Well, you didn't prepare very well.
No, I know.
At all.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you're supposed to be able to find stuff on a computer. You know, just type in. I guess you could have typed in my name. What else? Good luck to you. No.
Yeah. Well, I was looking for Lake Killer or something along those lines. I was.
Yeah, I think it's Sad Slasher's the name of that, and it is funny. So if anyone's listening, check it out.
Very funny.
It was just in time for the Halloween. Those guys were great to work with. They were a lot of fun, and it was a nice little day to do that sort of thing. I try to do stuff like that occasionally. I'm fortunate enough to do a little voice work here and there occasionally. But yeah, if it's something fun, like helping you out or working with you, I should say.
It did help me out very much so too.
Well, I didn't mean to sound like I'll do this kid a favor. I'll read this. I didn't mean it that way, but no, if it's something that's interesting and I have the time, and again, I'm always flattered anyone would ask me to do anything. So it's always fun to work with other people and do different things. Obviously.
Yeah, I think so, and I try to do the same thing with what I do, because being a poet is like being a Thatcher nowadays. You know.
Yeah.
It's sort of an archaic field.
When did they start? Is that what radio stations are? They're looking for poets now? Is that what they need for radio show? Go out and find us some poets. I'm just wondering how you get this gig.
Man, I wonder too. I actually, it just sort of happened.
It just didn't seem like on the top of the list. We need somebody. We got to fill this slot. Get me some poets.
Find me a poet, right? I know.
There's nothing that gets radio ratings like poetry. Find it right now.
Yeah, I know. I was
a poet.
I was wondering myself how this happened, and I had a surreal moment earlier. I was standing out in front of the station, and I was thinking, wow, how did this occur? How did I end up in this seat?
Well, will you share with us all?
This
opportunity to share with me and your listeners how you wound up. Why are any of us listening to you, William? Tell us that.
You will see, and that is a good question, and I hope somebody is listening out there and enjoying it. And it honestly came about. I'm not really sure. I was in Hungary, Budapest, Hungary, actually, and the show that...
I knew you were overseas. You were in Budapest. Yeah, so if you want to get in the radio business, become a poet and immediately move to Budapest.
That's what you need to do, yeah.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Make sure you get this. I want everyone get their pad and pencils out.
Yeah. That's the formula. It seems to work. It really does.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Please continue, sir.
No, that's pretty much what happened, and
that's it.
That's pretty much what happened. Yeah, and first I also spend time with the paranormal show we have on this station, and TSPI, and they do, investigations and stuff like that, and they have a radio
Ghost
show.
Hunters.
Yes, Ghost Hunters, and they do a TV show through LMU also. And,
very good.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good show, I have to say. Yeah.
If it involves ghosts, I'm all for it. I'm down with that.
Well, and as of yet, I have to say I have not seen a ghost, but I'm looking forward to it. So it's a great opportunity they've afforded me, because I would love to say I've seen a ghost.
Well, you got to keep at it, I guess. You can't just go out a couple times willy-nilly.
No, yeah, I think
if you're going to find a ghost, you have really got to hunt them down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know if you do come across one. I would please.
Oh yeah, and see, like I say, I'm a bit of a skeptic, but I think that's good too. I think it's good, because I'm willing to see it, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
You're sure? None of us really do we?
Right. Well, I mean, some people have seen these things, and I think that's so interesting, and I would love to see it.
If you see one, perhaps.
Well, I hope he lets me take his picture.
Interview a ghost next time on this show.
Wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be amazing?
That would be. I would tell all my friends.
Yeah.
To listen before I would ever tell them I'm doing an interview. Like, this guy is interviewing a ghost.
Yeah, it would be cool.
But you're stuck with me, so I'll do my best.
Oh, I think you're doing fine, and like I said, first episode, first guest, and I'm very, very happy and honored that you accepted and that you're here tonight.
Well, that is mutual. I'm honored that I could be a first guest. It's a mutual feeling.
Cool, thank you. So I want to ask you about Holtzclaw.
Yes, feel free.
Well, what's the history of that? And I know you have you have a few albums out. You've made a few.
I don't know if you could find. I think they put together, it's basically me and another fella, and this guy, William Sherry Jr. He also does anything music related with Red State Update. It's the same guy.
Oh, so the theme song he did the.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
We put out, there was a Red State Update album that came out in 2008, I believe, on Dual Tone Records, and all the music stuff on there, that's him. Super talented guy. I'm lucky to work with him, but he and I, what is this? This is in the 90s? 97, 98, I think we were in a band, which you mentioned the name, Holtzclaw. And at the time, I was doing theater at Nashville, Tennessee Repertory Theater.
Uh-huh.
And so it was kind of a hodgepodge of musicians and performers that basically gave us somewhere to go drink on the weekend at the time. And we made a lot of noise, and we were flattered to get some press there. The Tennessean did something on us, national scene, so we were kind of having a lot of fun there. It was doomed to, as I explained it to you, it was doomed to fall apart at that time. But I was a young man at that time, so
sure,
we don't do that anymore. But to finish Jonathan and I had written some sketches, music sketches and stuff, and all these stuff you write, they don't necessarily go, nothing happens with it. So I had 2 or 3 songs laying around, and I called William up. I call him Blue. Nickname is Blue. That's what I was about to say, Blue, and y'all wouldn't know what I was saying. But from there, we just started doing songs back and forth, and that's kind of how we put a new one out. Yeah, and I think he put up on iTunes or CD Baby, there's a couple of compilations of the old stuff. I don't know if those actual CDs exist too many places these days, but there's like a couple of compilations just from all the old music we did back in the day. But the new one's all new.
Yeah, and I think you have a few videos out from it, and
it's got the fat, fresh sound.
Right, and the name of the album, Chili Room, Pea Room.
We'll refer to that as Pea Room. It is adult in nature, the album. Not all of it, but I made a point to put the filthiest song right at the top.
Right.
So most people turn it off right there, don't hear the rest of it. But it's humor-based, and some of it, as I mentioned, adult in nature. So, but certainly not all of it. One of these days I'll get around to making a few music videos for this thing and get them out there. Cool.
Yeah, well, when it came out, and of course it's free on YouTube and maybe iTunes? And
yes, I think it is on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, all of those places.
And when it first,
I think we've sold 4 copies so far.
well, so you know, we were planning on playing a track from that today, and I bought it.
You bought it.
I
Well,
bought
that's
it.
fine. Thank you. I will do radio interviews more often.
Yes, and when it first came out, I shared the link on my Facebook page, and I was amazed at the responses I was getting from people. Like, they were thanking me. Oh, wow, this is so neat. And it wasn't the crowd you'd expect. You know, it was like older women and stuff, and it was so
Really?
hard for me to like understand it. I was like, really? Did they listen? You know, like. Because it is.
I said, it's not a huge thing, and not a whole lot of people like it, but the few people who do seem to really like it.
Well,
and
I mean,
have fun making it. So I think we discussed putting out an album a year at this point, because it's basically, now that's a hobby, like Red State Update was.
Right.
I have a lot of hobbies. I have far too many hobbies, William. But yeah, I think he and I will continue to probably, because it is basically just fun. He works in the music industry. He produces and does a lot of, I think, country demos and that sort of thing. And, of course, I do slasher films or whatever on YouTube. So it's a nice change of pace for us to get together and just do something.
Sure.
I would describe it as dumb fun for us, and hopefully it is for the listener as well.
Right. Well, don't take what I said wrong when I said did they listen. I'm more referring to like you say, the first track is.
The first track, looking back at that, it's just kind of like, well, I guess it's all uphill from there. If you can get through that one, the rest of it.
But it is a good record. It's fun. It's funny.
Well, thanks, man.
Oh, and well, shall we? Should we play the track we have? And it is Justin Bieber, Doesn't Want That Baby Monkey from.
Yes, and that is performed by my beautiful stepdaughter, and she's playing guitar. She's slumming working with me. Trust me. She has a career of her own. Her stage name is Sunny War, Sunny. War, W-A-R, and she is an amazing blues guitarist.
Very cool.
I know I'm biased, but I'm serious. There's some articles out there. She recently toured South America. She opened up for, are you familiar with Keb Mo?
I don't know, no.
Blues player, but she did a tour.
Gary here, Gary,
yeah.
He was nodding his head at me like, sure, I know him.
Yeah, but she opened up for him on a tour, and she's done well for herself. And she was kind enough to have a little fun with us. And my fiance is the vocalist on there as well.
Oh, very cool.
Like I said, we all do other stuff, and this is something that's fun to get together and do. So, yeah, let her rip. I think it's clean.
This was my favorite track from the album.
Well, thank you.
Shall we? All right.
Justin's monkey Mally. Oh, does not want that baby monkey. Justin Bieber does not want that baby monkey.
Monkey don't speak German.
Justin
It don't
Bieber
understand
does not
why it was
want
abandoned
that
in a
baby
foreign land.
monkey.
Monkey don't speak German.
Justin
It don't
Bieber does
understand
not
why it was
want
abandoned
that
in a
baby
foreign land.
monkey.
Nick solid penguin, zero purpose, not even in the zoo, not even in the circus. Well, Justin is rude and Fred's Alice. This monkey's love is such a matter.
Justin Bieber does not want that baby monkey. Justin Bieber does not want that baby monkey.
Monkey don't speak German.
Justin
It don't
Bieber does
understand
not
why it was
want
abandoned
that
in a
baby
foreign land.
monkey.
Monkey don't speak German.
Justin
It don't
Bieber does
understand
not
why it was
want that baby monkey. Justin Bieber does not want that baby monkey. Justin Bieber does not want that baby monkey. Justin Bieber does not want that baby monkey. Justin, what about the baby monkey? Want that baby monkey, yeah. Baby monkey.
All right, that was Justin Bieber Doesn't Want That Baby Monkey from Holtzclaw's new album, Chili Room, Pea Room. My favorite track from the album.
Well, thank you. You'll need, if you like that one,
Oh, it's great.
you should definitely check out my Sunny War. Because that's pretty much, I wrote the dumb lyrics, and we made some funny sounds on it, but the guitar playing and the main vocal is her. So yeah, you should definitely check her out.
Cool, I will. I'll check that out. And may I say,
And-
this is my, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and all your listeners as well. I'd like to plug her more than anything else.
Very cool.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this is my first show, and thank you for making it very easy for me, because it is the first time, and I'm new to all of this, and I think we're doing
We're
good.
getting through it. I
Yeah.
think we're getting through it, man. I hope anyway.
Yeah, I think we're doing quite well. Is there anything you want to plug, or anything new happening?
No, I'm just I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto, the new one. I'll do that. What else have I been doing? What have I been up to? Let's see. I watched, did you see that Stallone movie, Bullet to the Head?
I've not.
It just came out. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
Cool.
No, currently we are still doing the podcast every. It comes out Monday at midnight, I believe. The old-fashioned, what is it? I don't even know the name of my old podcast because I put too many. It's my fault because we put too many words in it. So we do that every Sunday. Goes up midnight Monday, Eastern time. And as far as Red State Update is concerned, we're always talking to different folks, which I can't go into for obvious reasons, but we're always discussing ideas on what to do with those characters and stuff. So they're real important to us, and I didn't mean to make light of the fact that we don't do videos anymore. And I just want to tell all the fans who do write us, I hate the podcast. I want you to do videos. I still appreciate that. The fact that you like anything that we do or did, we're just beyond flattered by that. But we're happy that the podcast listeners tune in as well. And, so we're always going to be trying to find ways, because we just love those characters, to find things to do with them, whether it's videos, podcasts, albums, as you said, movies, TV shows, whatever they'll pay us for, basically, because they don't, I just want to say this, go on record now, they do not pay us to do the podcast.
Okay, yeah. I enjoy the podcast myself, but I do miss seeing you guys on video. All those were so much fun, but so is the podcast, and the podcasts are longer, and so you cover many subjects in one. And
sure, and I think we will find a way that is challenging for us to start doing videos again down the road, just mix it up, do it a little different. I think that's always a possibility, and something we discuss regularly, so it'll probably happen. So don't hold your breath, but we may find a way to do that again at some point in time.
And you guys have a book, am I right?
We do. That's something else we did. I guess that came out a couple years ago now. Let There Be Facebook. They were kind enough to ask Jonathan and I to, and I must mention, I keep mentioning Jonathan Shockley's name because pretty much all of these endeavors that I've been involved in, he is in some way. Even the band, Holtzclaw, he probably wrote 6, if not 7 songs, co-wrote with me. So we pretty much, we're pals and do dumb stuff together. But this book that we wrote is called Let There Be Facebook. And when did that? It is on SimonandSchuster.com. There used to be a LetThereBeFacebook.com. I have no idea if they're still trying to plug this book or not. But yeah, it was that was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm you mentioned PlayStation and the new Grand Theft Auto. I'm so looking forward to playing that. I haven't bought myself one yet. But,
well, see, you get to buy the PlayStation, the game, or the PlayStation in general.
I have none. No.
Well, see, they just put out PlayStation 4, so you'll be ahead of the game. Now's the time to jump in, man.
But do I want the 4, or do I just want the 3? Because I hear
think,
weird things about the 4.
I have not played the 4 yet, so I'm not one to ask. If it's new and fancier, I just automatically want it.
Right.
So, but the 3 has come in handy. You know, it's a fine blue, and I'm happy to plug the PlayStation 4 on here. I always want to say that it's a fine product, and Sony hopefully will give me a kickback for this. I'm hoping. No, you probably find your PlayStation 3 on the cheap, man, now that the 4 is a thing.
Yeah,
Start with that. If you like it, move up.
I'm hoping I can pick one up finally, because I've been waiting. And of course, I didn't want to buy one when I was in Europe because they're different.
Sure.
They're different over there.
Different, absolutely.
Yeah.
Pretty much all you need is Grand Theft Auto, the new one. What is it, 5? Yeah, just get one in the Grand Theft Auto 5. You're set. You're good to go.
Yeah, I'm a fan, and I've always wanted to play online. I've never have.
I don't do that because I don't like getting cussed out by children.
Right.
Because I play the Call of Duty thing, and if I get, it's just, you get called horrible names by children if you're playing live online, and I get that enough in life. I just don't need to add to it, you know?
Right. I understand that. I really do.
I don't need it coming out of my television.
Oh, and something I personally have wanted to ask you about. Let's talk about kitties.
Kitties?
Kitties, yes. Kitty cats.
Like kitty cats?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's talk about cats. All right.
You all right? You're a big fan, no?
I love a cat.
And then, of course,
Okay.
one of my favorite things you guys ever did was 100 Ways to Love a Cat.
Yes.
And then on this album, the Holtzclaw album, you have a track about Kitty Wants Mouth Kisses or something.
I believe it's called Kitty, Would You Like Some Mouth Kisses?
That's it, yes.
So you're not forcing it on the cat. You ask. Don't want to, no means no. But, yeah, it's just asking and kind of running down the details. But, yes, I love a cat, and obviously I do love a cat song.
Right. Yes. Well, I just
There's not enough of them, so I will continue to put as many out into the world as I'm able to.
Oh, well, I'm glad for that. I'm glad for that. I actually just got a cat not long ago.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, my first cat, and it sort of picked me, I guess you could say, because it's a wild cat, and it just came in my house one day and stayed.
Hey, it's yours now, buddy.
Yeah.
Or you belong to the cat one way or the other, however y'all work that out. But yeah, that's pretty much how it happens. You should mention 100 Ways to Love a Cat is 35 minutes long.
Oh yes, it is. It is very long, and
it's a video. It's a song and a video. And if you have any curiosity, if you know, for example, the new stray cat that you've taken in, if you were curious how to love it,
yeah, exactly.
There are 100 examples online.
Yeah, it's like a how-to manual.
Yes, we should be the go-to video for that. If anyone wants to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because you kind of run out of ways, you know, after a while. Like, you pet them and feed them and stuff, and that's all covered in the song.
Right. Well,
But
could
then
there...
if you really want your cat to know that it's special, I've got 100 examples for you guys.
Yeah, but could there ever be a part 2? Like, are there more?
At one time, we discussed doing a song called A Cat Has a Million Emotions.
Interesting.
It's like it started, a cat has a million emotions, emotion 1, kinda mad. Starts like that. And then but a million was just, because we did 100, you can't go backwards, you know. Maybe 1,000, a cat has 1,000 emotions, I think.
Right.
Don't
Yeah, you
shoot
can't
for a
go
minute.
back. I mean, you can't have like 60 or yeah, you gotta
No, you can't.
move
You
forward.
Have to move forward. Yeah, you can't. That would be just, I can't tread water there. I gotta go.
You could always go 101, or because it would be part 2 of 102.
That's weak, man.
Yeah,
101. That's weak.
Yeah.
You can start with 100, man. You gotta
up
it's
the
gotta be-
ante. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
most definitely.
But yeah, that was the one thing I will probably be remembered for after I die. I think there will still be people watching that
Oh, it's classic.
video. Yeah,
It's a classic. Yeah.
that was the one thing. Man, it was the cat. Unfortunately, that we used is no longer with us.
Oh.
He was a diabetic kitty, and it just got bad for him. But he lived, I don't know how long enough to make that video. But his name was Martin. That was my old kitty. And but you know, he'll always be remembered. And people think that watch it think, oh, you abused that animal and stuff, as if we shot the entire video like in sequence or something.
Right.
Which it was bad enough doing like 3 a day. 3 ways to love a cat, because you're working with a cat. Cats are not camera friendly. That we discovered that making this. So it was the video was made over months and months and months of time, obviously.
It seems it was kind of an epic. I mean, it's like you say, 35 minutes long or so, and
Yeah, we get everywhere. We had no idea how long the song was going to be, because you know you don't know how long it's going to take to get out 100 ways.
sure.
But for anyone who wants to know, it's 35 minutes.
Yeah, if anybody wants to know, it is 35 minutes.
It's 35 minutes long. Yes.
All right. Well, I think we should take a break here, and we'll give you a break. And
How long have I got to do this? What do you mean?
just a little while
Oh, we
longer.
A little while longer. All right.
Just a little while longer.
I slotted this time out for you.
I-
We're running out of things to talk about. We Grand Theft Auto, that was going to be like my go-to.
That was your go-to. Yeah.
And now it's gone. I've got nothing. But I'll try to figure something out during the break.
We'll come up with something.
We will come up with something.
All right. Ask Gary. Gary, you know anything?
Gary?
Gary has any questions. Isn't he there with you?
He
Gary's
is.
the
He's
dog
right here.
person.
I'll come back after the public service
Well,
announcement.
everybody, we'll take a break. We'll come back, figure out. All right,
All
gentlemen.
right. This is WLMU, Harrogate, Tennessee, broadcasting at 91.3 FM, streaming worldwide at www.913thegap.com. And if you can follow us on Twitter at 913thegap.
This is Jackie Bros, and you're listening to Spectrum with William S. Tribell on 91.3 The Gap, whatever that is.
All right. Welcome back. Thank you very much, Travis. That was wonderful.
Did that work? Okay.
It was beautiful, man. Thank you. I love Jackie. I think that's a great character, and I've met a few in real life.
He's based on, I think he's kind of a combination of a lot of folks I know back home, family members and people I've known over the years. So yeah, he's kind of hodgepodge of Tennessee.
And speaking of that, what is how has that obviously influenced what you do coming up in Tennessee, growing up here? And
I mean, I wouldn't be able to. It growing up in the South is, and I wouldn't have wanted to grow up anywhere else. By the way, is it makes a yar that. And Jonathan Shockley, who I do Red State Update with, is from Huntland, Tennessee. So we both, and I was a suburb kid, but he was out in the middle of nowhere. He was I don't know how he got through. Growing up in Murfreesboro, I was exposed to, farm life and that sort of thing with my family, but I was pretty much always a suburb kid, but still, I mean, the South is the South, and, it completely had everything to do with the Red State Update. I don't know. I would hate to see someone try to do it that wasn't from the South. I'll put it that way. So.
Well, you and Jonathan are an excellent team. You
Well,
work,
thanks, man.
you play together so well, and it's so seamless, if you will. How was it to how did it translate for you to moving to LA, and how did you bridge into?
Well, it wasn't like he and I were both obviously pursuing a career in show business, shall we call it. So it's kind of inevitable you end up here. And I spent some time in Chicago. Took some, are familiar with Second City in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came to Los Angeles and did some classes and whatnot at Second City and met a lot of great folks. It was just kind of, obviously if that's what you're trying to pursue, that's kind of where you have to be, it seems like, which is strange because we could just have easily have done Red State Update in Tennessee. And to be quite honest, it would have been easier. You could have gone out and seen people more. So we were doing it here in Los Angeles where, you can't really do much outside of where we were shooting it because of palm trees, and, it's just totally different. But it was a little ironic to us that we had to come all the way to L.A. to get recognized back from where we're from in the South. It's just like Jimi Hendrix going to England, man.
Right. So
Actually,
it's
it's not like that at all. I am not comparing myself to Jimi Hendrix in any way, shape, or form.
so it's been a road to travel from Tennessee to Chicago, Second City, and then L.A.
LA. Well, Jonathan was the first to move out here, and we had worked. We had a cable access show that aired in Nashville that got a little bit of local press and this and that, and so we had worked together. And again, I mentioned earlier the band. He was always a part of that theatrical live show. And so we always did stuff together. And then he moved out here first, and I was currently with my then wife in Detroit. And it was kind of like we were still talking, and we're pals too, obviously. But it was just kind of like, if we're going to do this, obviously we need to be in the same room. So I kind of followed him out here.
Well,
and
I'm very glad you did.
Well, I am too, yeah. And like I said, L.A., we've been out here a little over 10 years and have met. And I love my friends back home and family, but we've been here long enough to get roots in here and have great friends and whatnot. So,
Cool.
like I said, I try to get back at least once a year, but L.A.'s kind of home now.
Right. Well, and Red State Update is very popular in the world, as is Travis and Jonathan now, and
Is it really?
I think so. I mean, I think
Okay, it's nice to hear that.
the only two countries that I know of that aren't listening to you is Greenland and Kazakhstan.
I can't win over Greenland. I don't know how if anybody's listening that has somebody they know in Greenland, just give them a link to the podcast, because I just want to, because they have these little maps that show who's listening and who's not, and it fills in with blue when they're listening, and there's this big white Greenland that drives me crazy. So if somebody can just get someone in Greenland to listen to
We'll
it.
make that happen.
And don't forget
I
Kazakhstan.
appreciate it. Wait, you're Budapest. Well, you know people all around the world. Go for it, man.
Now, hey, you're on Budapest. I mean, they're listed as.
We got that covered, yeah.
And
Okay.
Sweden, you've got Sweden and Germany, Austria. I mean, you guys are worldwide,
Well,
international,
Japanese.
and even the Japanese.
Japanese. I don't know how people in Tennessee have a hard time hearing through our southern accents. I can't imagine.
They love cats in Japan.
They do.
They're cat
They
people.
do love cats.
They do, yes, indeed. All right. Very good. Well, now I'm going to take that moment for what we were talking about, my shameless self-promotion.
Well,
And,
that's what you're on here to do, man. I mean, that's part of it. You got to get over that.
Right,
If
right.
you
and-
want any kind of career in any kind of show, shame is the first thing you have to get rid of. It has to be gone. get rid of it.
Right, right. And I debated on whether or not I should, but I want to play the recording you made for me. And
Okay.
the poem, I wrote the poem, and Travis, you recorded it for me, and it's brilliant. It's one of my favorites, and I would love to share it with the audience.
Please do, sir. Happy to do it with you.
Moonlit flit. In the shadow just left of the light from the moon, signs from on high. Yeah, I'm looking at the sky, and I'm not dreaming all of the time and scheming only part of the way, and every morning the sun breaks the silence. Indeed, the shadows hold the past, and maybe, as I'm on my way uninsured past broken doorknobs to the pavement, under the window sills, potted plants and reality TV, through the hills to the ghetto man, my Uncle Sam says, it's all fine, taking my time. Time, American dream, southern comforts, prairie winds, desert, deserted haze, all the way to London town, all the way to anywhere, or southern France. Speaking eyes face to face, no room for quotations, and smiling. Yeah, all the way around and back. Maybe. Windows and doors. When it rains, the colors pale and moody, dreary day or night, the same world you see. Fill the blanks in the making. Waking mind, windows, doors, thinking before the rest can catch on. And I'm gone.
That was Moonlit Flit, a piece I wrote, and Travis Harmon reading it.
You wrote that well, sir.
Thank you. You read that well, sir.
Thank you.
Well, I think we managed to fill our time. We weren't sure that we were going to make it through, but I think we have.
Did I articulate well enough?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was
I
great.
just wanted to make sure everything was understood. Thank you. And now it's Gary, and who else is with you in here?
Oh, Scylla Fiquette is in here with me.
Scylla?
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
He can't hear the
It's been a
wave.
pleasure.
All the way from Sweden and Hungary.
Yes.
What if they just go to Europe and find people and put them on the
I
radio?
don't
Is
know.
that how it
It's
is?
how you
That's
get on
how
the
it
radio.
works. That's how it works.
I didn't know. It's like if I want to be a DJ, I know where to head.
Yes. Go to Budapest.
Learn a language.
Actually, I never learned to speak a language. To this day, I can't speak 2 words of Hungarian.
Oh, you can.
Well, maybe 2.
2 words. That's all you really need, isn't it?
Well, you would think, but it gets complicated out there in the world.
I think just go and stop. That's all you need to know. Those 2 words. They come in handy with pretty much every situation you could possibly be in.
Yeah, well, and you need to learn to find the bathroom you're set.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have to go.
All right. Well, we've been chatting this evening with Travis Harmon of Red State Update and of Travis and Jonathan.
And 100 Ways to Love a Cat, and Let There Be Facebook, and Holtzclaw. Let's go down the list. It's just too much. I really have got to get a job. This is getting ridiculous. First time radio. What do you think, William? Did you do good?
I hope I did. I hope it was entertaining.
What would you rate yourself? Your first radio interview.
Well, I'm not. I would give myself somewhere in the middle there. Thankfully, you carried the show, sir. So it worked out pretty good. I couldn't have done it without you. Literally, I could not have done it. So. And do you have any?
I'm going to give you an 8.
All right, that's
for starting out first time. Come on,
that's pretty cool. That makes me smile.
You didn't have a coughing fit. You didn't curse.
Well, my nose was running a little. So.
Nobody can see that. Let the snot flow, man. Nobody knows. Nah.
And would you like to give us your info? Any online your pages?
Go on to iTunes and type in Holtzclaw, HOLTZCLAW. Check out my beautiful, wonderful, talented stepdaughter, Sunny War. Just type in that name and something will come up. It's great music. If you like the blues, check it out. She's amazing. That's not just me being biased. She's genuinely amazing. Oh, my fiancée, Adrienne Rose Leonard, puppeteer extraordinaire. I just have to. My mom. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
I'll just keep going down the list here. And 100 Ways to Love a Cat. Don't miss that.
Yeah, don't miss that. That is
If you've got 35 minutes, if you've got 35 minutes handy, watch it right now.
Yes, watch it right now. All right. So we've been chatting with Travis Harmon of Red State Update and the Travis of Travis and Jonathan. I will be chatting with different guests each week here at 91.3 The Gap, WLMU, a broadcast and community service of Lincoln Memorial University, Harrogate, Tennessee. You can also find us on the web at 913thegap.com. And Spectrum has a Facebook page, facebook.com/spectrum.ws Tribell.
William, I just want to say it was. I'll never forget our first time.
Yes, sir. And I must thank you. Thank you so much for doing this.
I want to be remembered as your first time.
You are my first time, sir. And
All right.
And I'm very thankful. You've made it easy for me, and we have made it through.
Great,
hour.
man.
Yes,
It
sir.
was a pleasure.
Absolutely. This is WLMU, Harrogate, Tennessee, broadcasting at 91.3 FM, streaming worldwide at www.913thegap.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at 913thegap.